All right, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to another episode of Shave and a Haircut. I am your host, Kenneth Trumbull, my co-host Latanya Davis Tramble.
Good evening.
We're gonna waiting on my brother. He's gonna come on sooner or later, but I want you guys to like and share this page. Like and share this page. As you see, it's scrolling on the bottom. My YouTube channel is called Shave and a Haircut. Also, it's on the website as well. Like and share this page. Let's do a little recap of what we talked about the week before and some several other weeks. Let's just talk about let's just pivot. Okay, let's talk about what's about to come up. This testing that's coming up right now. Let's talk about the importance of this LEAP test that you guys should be getting prepared for. Let's talk about what are you supposed to be doing? What's preparation supposed to be taking? Why are we still doing certain things like not getting on time in school? This is so important for the process of this testing that you can't stress it enough. Why are we constantly coming to school late on a regular basis? And it's like fluctuating mindset at a point where you got folks that are coming. I mean, just coming. Today, I know it's about 30 or 40 cars. I promise you, 30 or 40 cars was past 8 o'clock or 7:59 or 7:49 or whatever. School takes in at 7:50 and they coming in at 7:49 thinking the child's not late. This is a process that needs to be taken care of. This is something that needs to be done. And we definitely, as parents, need to take responsibility to get our kids here on time. There's no excuse for that. And I don't know where does the problem lies. It has to lie in the parents because the parents have your responsibility to put the kids to bed early, responsibility to get them up and get them ready. They're not old enough, especially if they're in elementary school, to get up and get ready. They should be trying to by fifth grade. But we talking the last on the average, I'm talking probably third on down is coming late. It's not even fourth and fifth grade. We might have 2 or 3, 4, fifth graders coming late. Majority of the time, it is pre-K, kindergarten, first, second, and third graders that are coming late for school. And when this testing starts, trust and believe what's going to happen is if you come after 8 o'clock, testing has started, that first block of testing, your child will not take it. He or she will be sitting in the office or auditorium or somewhere until that testing's over with. Then they go take the other block. So they missed that first part of the testing. And that's because we can't get them on school on time. We're doing it right now. We're trying our best to get you guys to come, and you guys are not showing up. I don't know what's going on, but I know one thing that they got to start passing out some letters to you people to get you guys to understand that if you don't do what you're supposed to do, there's certain consequences and repercussions behind it. That's what we got to start doing. Consequences and repercussions. You got to. I've been talking to you parents for approximately since August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Been talking to you guys for 7 months. 6:30 in the morning. 7 months giving you guys all types of ideas, all types of suggestions, and never dawned on me to tell you how important it was to get here on time. And now it's to the point where parents are just, I mean, lackadaisical, just coming in, just like, oh, well, it's 7:49, 7:50, you just late today. And it's a constant flow of parents doing the same exact thing. It is not benefiting your child whatsoever to be late. First of all, if they didn't eat, they're missing breakfast. Second of all, they've already started blocking instructions, so he or she will not stop and go back to the beginning of the classroom and pick up where they left off at. Not only that, you got to get out your car, come in and sign your child, and then your child got to go to class. But all you got to do is get here at 7:45. I know you're going to say, oh, the line be long. Well, they got 2 lines now. They fixed that. So that's not a problem. So there's no excuse unless you out of zone. And if you out of zone, then that's why you late all the time. You got to start getting to school on time. There's no excuse for that. I've never seen that many. I'm telling you, today was like the day of all days. I've never seen that many cars ever in the 20 plus years of policing and being in schools. And I've never seen that many cars that late that day. It wasn't no accident on the road, so you can't say it was a car accident. It wasn't raining. Only thing was it was cold. It was cold, and that was it. That's the only thing that was wrong. It was cold outside. So tell me, how did you can't get your child to school on time? It is so important because this testing is coming up. Matter of fact, you got spring break next week. Then the following week should be getting started for testing. So that means we need to get ready. We got to the end of this week, basically, because spring break don't count. You got to the end of this week to start getting to school on time, getting you a schedule set up for your kids to make it on time. So I don't know what else to tell you guys. I know it's a lot of penalties that goes first offense. You get a letter. Second offense, you get a parent conference with the school teacher. Third offense, you get to talk to the truancy officer. Fourth offense is when you go talk to the child welfare and attendance. Then the fifth offense, you know what happens? You go see the judge. There's a fine involved with that. So I think they just go all the way from the fifth to the first. Just gonna give you a fine because you're gonna keep on going. Maybe take a little money out your pocket 1 or 2 times. You might understand how important it is to get your kids to school. That's what has to happen sometimes. Sometimes you just got to show a parent, hey, how important it is. This is how important. Your fine to be $220, $240, whatever it takes to get you back to school, get your kids to school on time. So please, parents, let's be mindful and let's get these kids on school on time. It ain't hard. We did it for 6 kids. I don't think not one time was our kid late for nothing. Preparation is always the key. Prepare yourself to get your kids on time, and I guarantee you won't have a problem. Guarantee you. Preparation. Let's get them to school on time, okay? All right, that was a recap of what I need for you guys to understand. Just please get them to school on time. The topic of the day is gonna be I'm gonna say your last name and how does it affect you in your life? Um, what your last name mean to you? How can that legacy be carried on from here on out? Okay, read that first one for me.
Living up to the family name. Why names matter. What comes to mind when you hear your last name? Does it remind you of pride, pressure, expectations? A family name carries meaning. It can represent heritage, reputation, values passed down through generations. But the real question is, what do we do with the name we've been given?
That in a nutshell. It could be pressure. You could have that name that just rings out every day. That name that just every time somebody hear that word, oh, that I know your brother, or like my name, my brother. And when they say me, they say my brother James. You some kinderplex, and that name rank no matter anything in law enforcement. Then they go a little further. So your uncle name is Jacob. So you have a pedigree of names that you have to live by, and then they look at that standard and they see what kind of integrity they were as law enforcement, as civilians, as people in church. My uncle Jacob was the deacon. My brother is a deacon, minister also. So it's a lot of stuff that name carries. That's a lot. Like one of them said, it's pressure. It's a lot of pressure for you to keep that family name right. And my brother has 2 sons, so they see what he does, and so that name travels a lot. And it's a lot of pressure to be able to be fulfilled to that name because people are always watching. They're always looking. They're always wondering and seeing if you're gonna slip up with that family name. Next line.
All right. Key thought. A family name is not just something we inherit, it's something we represent. Some people are proud of their names, others feel like they're trying to repair it. Many people feel the responsibility to honor it. The next one is the weight of a name. Every family name carries a story. Sometimes this story includes hard work, sacrifice, reputation in the community with values like honesty, faith, loyalty, or perseverance. So when people hear your last name, what do they expect?
Okay. That's it. So when people hear the name, I just throw out a name, Johnson or Smith or Henderson or Mitchell. What do you think they're thinking? That's why it's so important that you leave a lasting impression, positive impression with that last name. Because I always saying, you never know who you're gonna see in the long run. You never know who's gonna look you up in the for your past and see if you looking for an awesome job, maybe at one of these plants, one of these law enforcement agencies, one of these schools, all that stuff. They go back and check, and it all relies on that name, your last name, what you done. What they say, what you done between the beginning and the end of that dash that's in your name. That's the most important part. That's what people are gonna be wondering who you are, what you're about, what you did, what you contribute to this world. Did you leave a lasting impression? Did you leave a lasting legacy? And you got to always remember, if you are, which I am the last of my generation of my ages, but if I was like my brother James, what he created, if it was something negative, would I have an opportunity to be successful? I would, but they're gonna always think about what he done before me. In these day and ages, it basically what it is. Most of the time, folks just they don't give you an opportunity. They look at what's happening for you in the past and what's been going on. So you got to create a positive name and a positive bloodline in your life, because if you don't, the struggle is gonna be real. Go ahead.
All right. Well, when people hear our last name, we are known for integrity. We help people. We work hard. We serve. We love. But sometimes the opposite happens. Some people grow up hearing, don't turn out like your father. Don't turn out like your mother. Or our family never gets things right. Well, you have to explain important truth. We are not trapped by the past, but we are responsible for the future. You may have inherited a good name to protect or a broken name to rebuild. Either way, your choice matters. Now, the next one. Reputation is built daily. A family name isn't honored by words, it's honored by actions. Small everyday choices shape a reputation. How you treat people, whether you keep your word, whether you work hard when nobody's watching, how you respond when you fail. Say something like, people may forget what you say, but they remember what your name represents. Imagine someone saying, if they gave their word, you can trust it. That family always stands up for what's right. That kind of reputation isn't built overnight. It's built by decision.
Okay, you heard it right. So basically, it's what she's saying is, you dictate what you do, even though your last pedigree name was Johnson, and Johnson has a generational uncle, cousin, brother, nephew is incarcerated. That doesn't mean just because that name has rung out in the world of law enforcement, has rung out in the world of narcotics, that means that you're gonna do that. Your job is to pivot from that. Your job is to make some adjustments to the point where you are keeping yourself away from that environment, keeping yourself away from the negativity, not hanging around the folks that you know that your ancestors, brothers, sisters, and cousins hung around, because all that does is feed into it. All that does is allow people to see, okay, you're right. Just like she said earlier, you're just like your brother. You're just like your cousin. You ain't gonna be nothing but just like your daddy. Your daddy was in jail, so you going to jail. That doesn't mean that. All I'm trying to get you guys to understand the importance of that name, how it can really affect you in positive and negative ways. And even though that person that had the negative name done something negative, doesn't mean you have to stay in that predicament. You can create your own. So like I said, you can always pivot and go somewhere else. You can always change the way you do things, the way you say things, and the way you behave just by your actions.
All right. Point 4. When you feel like you don't measure up, many people feel like they can't live up to their family name. Maybe your parents were incredibly successful. Your family has a long history of achievements. You've made mistakes that embarrass you. Remind yourself no family story is perfect. Every family has failures, regrets, and hard chapters. Living up to the family name doesn't mean being perfect, it means taking responsibility, growing, choosing better going forward. Sometimes the person who changes the direction of the family story becomes the most important one in the long run.
That's it. That's like the last person in the family that got the high school diploma and got the degree. That's like the last person in the family that 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 got the cured themselves from the drinking curse that went through your whole family. Didn't decide to drink. That's the last person of the family that decided to use drugs. Everybody else done. You can always be that person that makes that impact and make that change. You can always be that person. All you got to do is make it. Like I said, the 2 C's: choices and consequences. Choose to change. Choose to do what you want to do. Because if you choose negativity, the consequence is going to be negative things will happen. If you choose to be in a negative spot, negative things gonna happen. All we're saying is that last name you created can be good or bad. And if it's bad and you're the last one, you can make it good. And if you're bad, switch it because you might have somebody coming behind you. Or you that trauma kid. You can the Mr. Trauma that did that act the fool, got skipped school and got in the fights and did and act the fool.
No.
So that's what I'm trying to say. You're gonna have to realize that if that happens, there is an opportunity for change. And there's an opportunity for you to do what you're supposed to do. And my teachers and educators out there, give them a chance. Don't let what happened with the previous generation have your mind already thinking about that generation that's happening. Same go for our mentors, mentees out there that mentor kids, the youth program organization. Just because you had a young man whose brother was a fool in the neighborhood doesn't mean he's gonna be a fool. Give him opportunity for change. Give him opportunity to better himself. You got to. That's the only way a child is going to make it. We got somebody along the line got to come up and say, "Hey, you're better than this." That's all it took. That's all it took for me to change my life. That's all it took for me to do what I needed to do. That's all it took for me to be the person I am now. Somebody give me an opportunity to do what I need to do. Here we are now. Yes.
All right. Final point. You are writing the next chapter. Your family name is like a book being written across generations. Your grandparents wrote a chapter, your parents wrote a chapter. Now you are writing yours. When future generations hear your name, what will they say? Possible answers are they worked hard, they were people with integrity, they treated everyone with respect, they left things better than they found them. The legacy of a family name is not wealth or status, it's character.
Okay. You heard that right. That's all it is in a nutshell. It's who you are, what you create, and how you create it. Who you are, what you create, and how you create. You live that right life, you be successful. If you do what you're supposed to do and be positive in this world, then they ain't gonna bring out positivity. So don't let, like I say, I always say, don't let where you come from dictate where you go in life. I mean that. Don't let it. All you got to do is just maintain who you are. You can't control what somebody did ahead of you. You can't control what somebody gonna do after you, but you can control you. You can make yourself better. You can recognize and see the problems and fix it. So I see we got like 8 or 9 people on here. So if you guys want to say anything about that family name and what you think about how you can better it, feel free to chime in and type in the box. I see it right there on the right side if you start answering questions, anything you need to know. But I need you guys to understand how important it is about that family name and that pedigree and that bloodline. Because if you don't, it's gonna mess your day. I don't know why people always say you're gonna be just like your daddy. You gonna be, you ain't gonna make it because your daddy didn't finish school. I don't know why folks say that.
Very ugly.
But you hear it a lot. You hear it a lot in conversation. You hear it a lot when people are talking around. If you go to your barber shops and talk to folks, they talk about the people and how they were in certain areas and how what they did. And then they say, well, his boy will be just like him. His boy's already acting like him. They saying stuff like that already. So we gonna have to, man, we really gonna have to start speaking better and putting out positive thoughts and stop, feeding in their heads, because this generation, they just, I don't know. They want to live what they see. I can. Matter of fact, we had a little deal at one of our schools, and I played some music for them, and they something about these songs. They play these songs, and I'm telling you, they make those gestures, and I'm like, doggone well, this is not a life you want to live, but you emulate what you hear and see.
Yep.
And so if we're seeing negativity, if we're seeing gun violence, if we're seeing people playing with guns, we're seeing people slapping, hitting women, we're seeing all that stuff going on, that's what they think is cool. And it's not. So we got to make sure we keep our kids grounded, make sure their parents understand the importance of that name. That's one thing that my what's it, my uncle, somebody, one, I think it was my uncle or my dad, what they always said. Yeah, don't mess. He used to tell me, don't mess it up. Don't never. I don't know if it was my Uncle Jacob, maybe Uncle Jacob.
Big Jacob.
But he kept saying all the time when I was going throughout my life, he kept saying, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. And until he almost passed away, he told me what he meant. He said, you never messed it up. And I said, what do you mean? He said, that name. He said, only you can mess up that name. And your actions, what you do, what you say, how you say it, can be used against you or for you. So be careful and mindful what you say, how you do it, how you behave, because that name travels. Just like that line on the bottom says, like and share, that name travels just like that. And folks out there, they looking for any reason to say, I told you so. That's all. I told you so. It was just a matter of time. I told you, just give him some time. I told you. They destroyed a perfectly good program because they told us sooner or later it was going to happen. And all they did was sit back and wait. And at the end of the day, they said, we told you it's going to be just a matter of time. And that's what happened. Divide and conquer. Okay? We're not going to be here alone today. If anybody got anything they want to say, they want to text it in URL in the comment section, please text it this time. Like I said, the importance of getting to school, it's I can't even stress it enough. I can't even stress it enough.
The end.
Go ahead.
Okay, my closing thought. End with strong reflection. Your last name was given to you at birth, but what it represents will be determined by the way you live. Encouraging thoughts, honor the good parts of your family history, learn from the painful parts, choose to represent your name with integrity. And my final thought is the greatest way to live up to the family name is to live in a way that makes the next generation proud to carry it.
Okay. You heard that. And I said something in church. I got to remember what I said. I think I said the greatest sermon you could ever teach was your life story.
Good.
ever preached was your life story. So we got to make sure that we're preaching it every day
And
That's-
living it.
and living it every day. Let's get out here and make it happen. Let's get to school on time. Let's set the example. Let's set the stage, parents. Let's start today and say, look, we got this. Is so important. I have to get here on time. I have to. Because if you were scheduled and making $30 an hour at a I'll just say graphic packaging, and you had to be to work at 7 o'clock, you weren't strolling there at 6:49 pulling in the parking lot. You weren't strolling there at 6:59 pulling in the parking lot. You want to get there 30 minutes prior because you never know what's gonna happen. So the same thing applies. You know certain things happen every day, and that's why you're late. Let's fix it. Let's do something. Let's make an effort. And I said, like I said, and I talked to child welfare and attendance, and I said we probably need to go see what some of these other states are doing, because I'm pretty sure they're not as lenient as Louisiana is. I mean, Monroe is. 'Cause I've read the one in Lake Charles. The first time you late, you go see the judge. The first time, she gonna nip it in the bud already. So there's some states that they're not playing with that tardiness or truancy. They're not, because that all that is a cycle of teaching somebody not to be prepared for life. That's all it is. If they late now when they go to job, ain't nothing new. They've been late all their life. So let's get it together, parents. I ain't gonna get on my soapbox long. That is it. If anybody got anything to say, you got about 20 seconds before I sign off. Type in your comment section. If you want to talk about why we're late, or you want to talk about how we can fix that family name and that trait, you can type in there right now. Seeing I don't see anybody. So, in closing, as I always say, quit yelling at your kids tonight before they go to bed, expecting them to sleep right. Quit yelling at your kids in the morning time, expecting them to do well in school. Speak love, speak success. Say I'm a conqueror. Say I'm going to do my best. Say I can answer all my questions and raise my hand. Speak confidence in your child and tell your child at the end of the day, if there's something's going wrong, have them to call you. And always listen to your kids. This has been Shave and Haircut. This is Mr. Tramble, my co-host, Tanya Davis Tramble.
Yep.
We are signing off this time. Love you guys. See you guys Tuesday after next. Peace.